Hey everybody, welcome. This is US Home Talk, coming to you live every Wednesday, noon Central Standard Time. Talking about all things real estate, mortgages. We're going to be talking about some credit repair today. We encourage you to visit our website, ushometalk.com. There you can find us in all of our previous shows. We have tons of reports on buying and selling and things like that. And you can get more familiar with us. Maybe this is your first time joining us on our show. We like it to be interactive. We take your questions and your comments live during the show. If you're watching us on Facebook, the Facebook live feed, just type your question or a comment right in the comment section there, and we will watch that during the show. We'll answer any questions that come in. We'll comment on any of the info that our listeners bring to the table during the show. And then just know we're here throughout the week for you guys as well. So the best way to get a hold of us is through our website, ushometalk.com. And you can connect with us there, send us a message, all that fun stuff. So I know that my co-host, Jason Walgrave, is going to be joining me today. There was some technical difficulties in preparing for the show today, so I know that they're working on that, and he'll be joining us soon. So the topic today, credit score, truth and myths. So that's going to be the main topic that we're going to be covering today. If you have credit score questions, right? Credit is one of those things where a majority of the population doesn't know how it works on the back end. How does my score go down if I pay a collection off? So if I have a collection on my account and I pay that collection account off, that's a good thing. I'm paying a bad account off, but my score goes down. Like, why is that? How does that make any sense? It's those types of back end things that most people don't realize happens. And so if you're not up to speed on how the back end works, how that number is calculated, and the things that affect it positively and the things that affect it negatively, you can do good credit stuff, what you think is good for your credit, but is actually bad. And so that's why working with someone who knows how all the stuff on the back end for credit works, that's why it's important to get that professional help, because you could do more damage than good if you're trying to do it on your own. And we got Jason on the show with us right now.
Good job getting us started, Overson. Sorry about that, folks. Where we at? The topic has been introduced. We just need to get going.
Yep. Pretty much. Yep.
All right. So credit scores. Truths and myths, credit scores. I'm going to read these off, and then Mortgage Mike, you can answer them. Okay. True or false? Truth or myth? Number one, credit reports aren't always accurate.
That is true. Credit reports are not always accurate. I would say that 30 to 50% of the reports that I pull, when I review them with my clients, there's something on there that is not correct.
Yep.
Okay. So just keep that in mind. Oh, go ahead.
According to this, 80%.
80%.
There is a error or a mistake on 80% of credit reports.
Now, 80% not all of those errors might be affecting it negatively.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
It could be just a non-issue. It could be one of those things where it literally does not affect my score at all.
Yep.
So does it matter that it's incorrect? A lot of times, no.
Right.
A lot of times also, though, does it matter that it's incorrect? Absolutely it matters, because it's affecting my score. It's affecting my ability to get this. It's affecting that over there. And so making those corrections or getting those things corrected is something that you would need to do in that particular situation. And the one thing with credit repair fixes is just remember they're usually not overnight. It's not a quick fix. It's usually a slower process to get errors on a credit report corrected.
Yep. And that's why it's so important to have a plan. That's why, when we tell buyers, especially buyers, look, whether you're thinking about buying in 5 weeks or 5 months or 5 years, the sooner you talk to us, the better. There really has not been a buyer that has come to us that we couldn't figure out how to get them into a home with a mortgage and through a plan and time. And so, depending on what their credit situation is, if you've had some some things come up and some things happen, folks, it's a matter of a plan and time, and how much time depends on, what we got to take care of or what we have to overcome, right? And so, but we want to talk to you as soon as you're thinking about it, whether it's 5 weeks or 5 months or 5 years. We want to talk to you now. True or false? Pulling your credit score will lower it.
I would say yes and no. So truth and false, it depends on what type of credit pull that you do. Okay. So a lot of companies, Luminate Bank being one of them, we have the option to do what's called a soft pull, or we have the option to do a hard pull. A soft pull will not drop your credit score. Okay, so a soft pull doesn't drop your credit score, gives us 2 out of the 3 scores from the different bureaus that are out there. And it still gives us your account information. So which accounts you have open, which one are closed, what's the balances, what's the monthly payment. Still gives us all that information on soft pull, but it does not reduce your score. A hard pull does give us all 3 scores, right? It does allow us to run like automated underwriting systems to do some sort of approval for you. Like formal approval for you. But it does then reduce your credit score by 5 to 15 points.
Okay.
Looks like Jason might be frozen a little bit.
So depending on if it's a hard pull or a soft pull.
Yeah, so depending on if it's a hard pull or soft pull is the answer there, right? A soft pull. I do a lot of soft pulls. I start with soft pulls is what I do for a lot of my clients, because we don't get that credit hit, but it still gives me the info that I need in order to do a pre-approval for them. Now, if they're riding the line, right, it's like, okay, the minimum credit score for this program is a 640. You have a 642, right? So if that's the case, then I'm like, you know what? I'm not comfortable issuing a pre-approval on a soft pull because you're riding that line and we have to run this through an underwriting system to get the formal green light. Then at that point, I'll do a hard pull. But for most of my clients, and I would say most, when I say most, I'm saying probably 90% of my clients that I'm working with right now, we start with a soft pull. It gives me enough information to do their pre-approval. We send them out there going to look for their home. So yeah, so pulling your credit score could lower it. It might not lower it depending on what type of pull happens. Okay, so number 3 on the list. Number 3, okay, truth or myth? A higher income equals higher credit score.
That's going to be a myth. Your income and your cash really have nothing to do with your credit score.
That is true, right? A credit score is a measure of your ability to borrow money and pay it back. Okay. So your credit score is going to be based on the information on your credit report. How many credit cards do you have open? How long have they been open? Do you have any missed late payments? Any missed payments on there? Do you carry high balances on them? Like there's all that type of information goes into your credit score. Income and assets has no bearing on your credit score at all. I know a lot of people that make over 200 grand a year that have terrible credit, right? 200 grand a year, that puts you in what, top 5% probably in the country, 200 grand a year. Probably, right? Puts you in the top 5% of income earners across the country.
At least.
Yep. And yeah, their credit scores are not good. So again, just make sure that you remember that income and assets do not affect your credit score at all. Okay, number 4 on the list here. So we got 10 credit score truths and myths. Number 4, credit scores and credit reports are the same. So I'm going to say no to that. Okay. And the reason why I'm going to say no to that, I think that's a myth, is because there's 3 credit bureaus out there. Each one has a different equation or algorithm that they use to calculate your score. So the exact same information, the exact same account information, payment information, all that stuff plugged into one is going to give you a different credit score than when you plug it into the other one, and then when you plug it into the third one. And here's the other thing too that goes along with that. Not all accounts report to all 3 credit bureaus, right? So I have an account, let's say I have an account with a credit union out there and it's an auto account, right? I got an auto loan from a credit union. That credit union might only report to Equifax, and it doesn't report those accounts to Experian and TransUnion. Or maybe they only report it to 2 of the bureaus and the third one's not there. So now what happens there is the bureaus have different information. This bureau over here knows about that auto loan out there and knows about the payment history out there. These other 2 credit bureaus out there have no idea that that auto loan even exists because this credit union doesn't report to them. And now you have different information. You got completely different credit scores that are out there. So if you see wild swings between your scores, it's like, hey, I got one score at a 780 and I got another score at a 710 and another one at a 670. More than likely, that's because the different accounts that you have are only reporting to certain ones over there. And the credit bureaus are having different information of how they're going to calculate your score. Okay, moving along here. We got number 5. So number 5, debt settlement removes debt from your credit report.
I think it can if it's a part of the settlement.
So typically what happens with debt settlement is that they recommend you going late. So the debt settlement company, you typically make payments to them and then they distribute payments out. So this debt settlement company that you're going to start making payments to, they negotiate with those other places, lower balances, lower monthly payments, however they negotiate it for you to be able to settle that debt. So the problem is that typically the debt settlement does not remove that debt from your credit report, right? It will report the late payments that you're making or the payments that you're missing while you're in that negotiation phase. And then it doesn't erase it from your credit report. So it just changes how it reports on your report. So no, so debt settlement is not going to remove debt from your credit report. It's still going to show on there. It's just going to change on how that debt actually reports on your credit report. Number 6. Okay, I like this one. Number 6, is this a truth or a myth? Cash only payments will improve your credit score.
Nope.
Okay, absolutely not. Right. So again, your credit score is a numerical way to bracket you on what your ability is to borrow money and pay it back on time. Well, if you pay for everything in cash, you're not borrowing money. You're not charging a credit card. We're not borrowing from your credit card and paying the credit card back. You're not getting an auto loan and paying the auto loan back. You're paying everything in cash, right? So there is no borrowing and paying it back. Right. You're just paying for everything out of pocket. Therefore, it has no impact on your credit. So, and the weird thing is too, it's like I've been doing loans for how long now? 21 years? Yeah, 21. 21 years. And
long time.
I have had people that are just like, I pay for everything cash, this and that, blah, blah, blah. They come to me to get a home loan because they don't have 300 grand, right? So they can pay for a car in cash, but they don't have 300 grand or 400 grand to go buy a house with cash. So now they need a mortgage. They don't have any trade line showing up on their credit report. So therefore they have no credit score. Pretty difficult for those people to get a loan, which is crazy to think. It's like, well, I've been paying for everything in cash. Like I'm a good credit risk, so I'm going to pay you back. I don't even need to borrow money because I have the cash, right? Yep. It gets weird, right? And I explain it to people. I'm like, It's easier for me to get a loan for someone with a 620 credit score and 3.5% down than to get someone a loan that has no credit score and can put 50% down. And they're just like, how does that make any sense? Then it's like,
is that wild?
These are the rules. This is how it works. It's just weird, right? So just know that cash only payments, they do not improve credit score.
Yep.
All right, number 7 here on our 10 credit score truths and myths. We're going to do number 7 here. Then we're going to pause for our legal minute here. Okay, number 7, improve your credit score by closing your credit card accounts. Okay, so improve your credit score
probably not
by closing your credit card accounts.
Not going to help you.
Not going to help you. Well, why is that? I'm less of a risk. Then I can't go up and charge all my cards, Jason. Like I don't have any cards to go up there and just charge up and then get in a bad spot. So wouldn't that make my credit better?
Erases the history. Erases the history. What you need, good history, it helps a good credit score.
Absolutely. So when you close a credit card, now there's a difference between closing a credit card and paying the balance down to 0. Okay. If you pay the balance down to 0 and close a credit card, okay, when you close it, all that history goes away. You had a credit card for 10 years and you're like, you know what? I barely use the card. I just want it gone, whatever. So you close it. Boom, your credit score goes down because you just got rid of 10 years of perfect payment history on this credit card. Gone in 2 seconds. Now your credit score goes down because that history goes away. Okay. Keep that credit card open. Pay the balance down to 0. Great, right? Don't close the card. Keep it open. Even if you use it once a year to buy one tank of gas, pay it off in full. It keeps that history going. It's going to keep your credit score higher. Okay, so we got 3 left. We got 3 items left here. We're going to pause for our legal minute, and then we're going to come back and finish up these last 3.
Well, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute. The automatic stay is a legal mechanism in a bankruptcy case that freezes collection and legal actions against a debtor. The stay provides breathing room and locks in the status quo while debt issues are settled. It goes into effect immediately and automatically when a bankruptcy petition is filed. The stay prohibits most creditors from commencing or continuing any judicial, administrative, or other proceeding against the debtor that actually was commenced or could have been commenced prior to the bankruptcy filing. For instance, the automatic stay precludes foreclosure actions against the debtor or any property of the estate and any recording on or against the title of real property within the estate. The stay continues until the earliest of the time when the case is closed or dismissed, or the time a discharge is granted or denied. Relief from the stay is allowed when a creditor can show a compelling reason for lifting the stay. Reasons include lack of adequate protection, including not enough collateral, no equity, no insurance, or the property value has fallen. A court can lift the stay to allow unrelated lawsuits to move ahead, such as cases against a debtor where insurance will make any payment required. When there is no value or equity in the debtor's property and it isn't needed for a reorganization, others with interest in the property will usually be given relief from the automatic stay. This is Jeff O'Brien, attorney with Hush Blackwell, with the U.S. Home Talk Legal Minute.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Appreciate that. Always good info from Jeff O'Brien.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay, number 8. So credit score, 10 credit score, truth to miss. We're on number 8. It says smart management of your various banking accounts will reflect in your credit score. Looks like Jason might be frozen again. There you go. So smart management of your various banking accounts will reflect in your credit score. What do you think, Jason?
What was that first part, Mike? Sorry.
Smart management of your various banking accounts will reflect in your credit score.
Yeah, probably not.
Nope. Again, money, right? Money assets that you have don't affect your credit score at all, right? So if you're like, yeah, I always carry at least a minimum balance in my checking account of 500. I never go below that. My savings always has at least 10 grand in it. So I get the higher yield, interest paid out to me, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So managing my accounts great. Like my credit's going to be good because of that. No, banking accounts don't report to your credit. They don't affect your credit score at all. So it's great that you're managing your money well in your bank accounts, but it doesn't help your credit score at all. Yep. Number 9. Okay. Dispute accurate, but negative information to remove it from your credit report. So dispute accurate, but negative information to remove it from your credit report.
Dispute accurate, but negative. Well, if it's accurate, you're not going to get rid of it. So that's not going to help you.
True, but it's negative, right? It's accurate. So accurate but negative would mean, yes, I do have 2 missed payments on my auto loan.
Yeah.
So that is accurate, right? I know that I missed them, or I paid them late, and they're negative. But can I dispute them to get those late payments removed from my credit report? So that's a truth if you ask me. Right? So you can dispute any sort of information that's on your credit report, right? You have the right to dispute it, whether it's accurate or not, or maybe you don't know if it's accurate or not, whatever the case may be, you can dispute any information that's on there, right? So if you have 2 auto loan payments that you missed and you want to dispute it,
sure,
you can formally dispute it. You have to send in written correspondence on that. The creditor has 30 days to reply and verify that those payments are actually late. If they don't reply, or if they can't verify that those payments are actually late, by law, they have to remove those late payments from your credit report. So can you get negative information that is technically accurate on your credit report removed by doing this? You can. It all depends on how the creditor responds to your request. So And a lot of credit repair companies, that's what they do. They dispute information, right? They see what type of correspondence they get back, and then they go from there. So, okay. We are towards the end here. We're on item number 10. So again, this is the 10 credit score truths and myths. Number 10, missed payments that aren't reported to credit bureaus won't affect credit score. So missed payments not reported to the credit bureaus won't affect my credit score. It's true. That information has to be reported.
True. It's not reported, it won't affect you.
It won't affect you. Now, here's the caveat. Here's the kicker on this, right? So let's say you had a mortgage. You have mortgage on your house. You file bankruptcy. Okay. When you file a bankruptcy, reporting of that mortgage to your credit report has to stop. The law says that you do not report information on that mortgage to the credit report anymore, right? To the credit bureaus. You voluntarily stay in the house and you want to keep on making payments on that mortgage so you can keep your house. That is an option to do it when you do bankruptcy. Okay. So now we fast forward and you want to go buy a different house. We're down the road. You want to go buy a different house. Okay. That mortgage has not been reporting on your credit report at all. The new mortgage company that's going to pre-approve you for the loan is going to say, okay, so you have this mortgage out there, right? But it's not reporting to credit. We have to verify that you have made the last 12 payments on that existing mortgage on time. You need to send us payment history, bank statements, canceled checks, whatever the deal is to show that you have not missed a payment on that mortgage in the last 12 months before we'll give you a loan for the new house. So if you're in your head, if you're like, you know what, I filed the bankruptcy, it's not going to report on my credit report anymore. Doesn't matter if I make the payments on time or not. It's not going to report to credit. It's not going to affect me. But it would in this particular case, because now the new mortgage company is going to say, prove to us that you've made these last payments on time, because they're not reporting to credit. So be careful with that one, right? There's some situations out there. It's always recommended that you just make your payments on time, right? That's just the safe way to go. Can you play the game a little bit? You can, but again, in most cases, people don't know how credit works, right? You're just going to sabotage yourself more by doing that. So we always recommend make your payments on time. It's the number one thing that you can do to have a good credit score. Okay. That's our list today. We appreciate everyone tuning in.
There we go.
We're going to work on your computer for next week, and we're going to get that bad boy working a little bit better. But thanks, folks. Thanks, folks, for joining us. We're going to be back next Wednesday with a live show. So Wednesday, 12 noon Central Standard Time, we're live talking real estate and mortgages. On behalf of Jason Walgrave, I'm Mike Overson with Luminate Bank. We'll see you next week.